like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. This is a review of the Worlds of Blake 7, Big Finish, the Worlds of Blake 7, Bayban the Butcher, one I've been really looking forward to, and I was, generally speaking, quite excited about this range in general. It's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. Sadly, until now, this is a massive avoid. Okay, avoid this one like the plague. And listen, if you like the current era Doctor Who, this one might be for you, right? It's not again. If you don't like the current era Doctor Who, which I don't, it's not as bad as that. Okay, so I just want to put it in context. You are not even in that ballpark of awful, or like Star Trek Discovery, but it's really crushingly disappointing. I'm going to be going into the reasons why during the review, which again, that's really why we're here. Okay, but if you want the review, should you buy it? No! Run screaming. And again, oh man, it breaks my heart because I was really up for this, okay? And I like the other stuff they've done. Fine, like, share, subscribe, comment. If you're watching on Rumble, hit the Rumble button, baby. I don't know what that means. Hit the Rumble button. I really got to research that. Sign up to my Substack, right? Substack down there. What is Substack? It's an email news list letter, but I put a bunch of stuff on it. Basically, it works as a Twitter replacement. So I announce all my content I put on that. But also I write and draw comics and write books and things like that. So I put my comics on there as well. It's free. There is a paid one where I'm launching this month where you get a stonking 50 pages a month at least of really good comics, right? That's what I'm aiming for. 50 pages a month of really great comics. Look, I'm not monetized. YouTube doesn't like me much, but I'm not monetized. Which reminds me, if you subscribe, make sure you still subscribe. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Yeah, so that's basically what I'm doing to monetize this, which isn't much, right? So if you're up for it, thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe, comment, Rumble, subs. I think that's everything. Let's talk about Bayban the Butcher. Now, Bayban was in one of the Avalon releases, which I generally speaking quite like. The only problem with the Avalon releases I found was Avalon was a really bland, uninteresting character. And I thought, she's like a blank canvas. They could write, and they could make like a Game of Thrones. They could like really have some intense character stuff going on with it. And no. Look, Big Finish has a problem with female characters. I think it's fair to say that right now. Big Finish has a real problem with female characters because I think a lot of people working at Big Finish believe that they live in a deeply racist world, a deeply racist, bigoted world where women are a downtrodden minority, even though there's more of them. Okay, I just want to let you know. But they believe this white male patriarchy that they got to fight against, and it's just not true. It's just not there, and it just makes for garbage writing. So the problem Big Finish has been having a lot, over and over again, in all their releases is cardboard female characters, which are uninteresting and bland and are only ever good, right? They have no negative character traits, because this is a type of writing that goes on for this type of weird mindset. So we get a lot of sexually fluid lesbians from the future who are bounty hunters, who do very masculine things, right? And they're bland. They're just very bland characters that are uninteresting and not really engaging. So that's really the problem going throughout this release. Bizarre, insane sexual politics. So firstly, if they got 3 female authors to write this, and this would have been great if it was a great release. If it was a release which was unimpeachable, fan-freaking-tastic. Or if it was a release that was okay, fantastic. But again, much like the Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who, that was all about showing, see, women are just as good as men and they can do anything. Okay, firstly, if you ever meet anybody who says women aren't just as good as men, they're a weirdo, stay away from them, okay? That's bonkers. Nobody thinks like that. And also, anybody who's like, I don't like black people or gay people, they're all weird, and they don't exist. None of those people exist, no matter how much people who make this sort of stuff scream that they do, right? So what this has done is just saying, no, when you hire people because of their identity. When you're a diversity hire, and I hate using that term, right? I hate using that term when you're a diversity hire. You can't, under any circumstance, produce a substandard piece of work, which is what we got here. And just, the problem is there's such a huge urge to have female writers that they've lowered the standards quite considerably to allow this to happen, and that's what I think we're seeing here. So, by the way, the second thing that's really annoying about this release is it's a lie. You see, Bayban the Butcher. He's sort of the main character. But the real main character is the woman who you don't recognize on the cover. The woman to his right of Bayban. She should be the same size as him in the cover because I think probably she's the protagonist of this box set. She's the one who moves the story forward. Which is a real shame. And if they wanted to do that, why not just do that? But it's always a way when they have this bizarre ideological nonsense they want to push. They always fill it full of things that you want. You want Jenna, you want Villa, you want Bayban, and there's also Travis in this. I mean, You want all of that stuff, which is that's why I think they put this nonsense in. So, okay, let me qualify what I'm saying. So this has 3 stories in it. First story, let's read the blurb. Barbarian Berserker Bridegroom. That was actually not a bad story. The second one, it was the best one of them. Even a psychopath must start somewhere. Bayban's criminal career began well before he met the Liberator crew, obviously. Well, that was what we thought until the end of his career. His career survived. His career also survived that final fatal encounter with them. Yeah, listen, this is not a huge spoiler, but Colin Baker also said we never saw him die. Maybe he's still alive, and that's the conceit of the episode. Bayban isn't the forgiving type. Jenna, Villa, and even Travis are about to learn that they don't call him the Butcher for nothing. So fine, the first one, Conscious, is one of the worst Big Finish releases of all time. It really, really is. The worst Big Finish release of all time is the other thing she is written by Catherine Armitage, who just... Okay, so let's look at what she's done. Flying Dutchman and Displaced. So Flying Dutchman is the worst Big Finish release of all time. It's worth buying it to see how terrible it is. It's essentially a Scooby-Doo plot with Dr. Ace and Hex on this ghost ship, on this ship, sailing ship where the cabin boy is clearly a girl who hasn't had the opportunities to go to sea, and it's all about that. And it's a Scooby-Doo plot about an evil ship. They cover themselves in phosphorus to pretend it's just garbage. It's the worst release of all time. Absolutely, it's absolutely. So the other story on that one is Displaced, written by Catherine Armitage, which is compared to the truly awful Flying Dutchman. The truly awful Flying Dutchman is not terrible, but it's a bit of a bland, nothing story. This person just doesn't have the experience or ability to be able to pull off the script. She also got Survivor's New Dawn, which is why I didn't buy Survivor's New Dawn, and Bayban the Butcher. So what made me so mad about this one is that it features Jenna, and it turns Jenna into one of these boring cardboard 2-dimensional characters. I mean, and I freaking love Jenna. And also they talk about her being under 20. Darling, you don't sound like you're under 20, okay? You just don't. Fine. Captain Jenna Stannis and a smuggler crew accept a job to help the people of Samana. Easy work, fast turnaround, quick profit. But a new rival captain interfering with the supply chain, and Bayban doesn't care who gets hurt in the process. Yeah, this is awful. This is beyond awful. So let's say animal rights, climate rebellion, poor analogy. Very, very poor analogy. And listen, if you're not an experienced writer, which you're not, Catherine, okay? You just learn how to write, and learn how to write well before you start getting into political or social allegories, because this is just garbage, right? You don't know what you're doing. Like Malcolm Hugh could do it, right? Malcolm, you can do it. Nick Briggs can do it, right? You need to write a lot before you can do this because it's so transparent and painfully obvious. So Jenna is a Mary Sue character. She's good at everything and wonderful and the bestest ever. Bayban is a dolt, is just like this idiotic dolt going through it. And the whole thing is that they're they're killing animals to get these crystals out of the animals, and then they find out that they have more crystals. It's just gob. Even the acting is bad in it, right? They have this character played by Abigail Thor being a psycho strategist. What's her name again? Who's the main? It was Thorne, I think. She's the main character of this, right? What's her name? Abigail Thor Hinton, right? She's the main character of this. She's a beginning psychostrategist. She wants to study Bayban because he's an interesting psychopath. Again, all the good ideas clearly come from what was it? It was the Angeles, I think, is the Peter Angeles is the script editor on this. So it's just this in its own makes it like a unbuyable release, right? Second story isn't bad. Second story isn't bad by Lizzie Hopley. Now, if you look at Lizzie Hopley, we see that she's got more experience and she knows what she's doing. Let's go back, okay? So, Shadow of the Daleks was kind of mediocre. Precious Annihilation wasn't actually a bad story. I quite like that. I think so. That was pretty strong. Shadow of the Daleks in general, I thought was kind of turgid. Was it Time Lord Mutiny Assured Destruction was one of the better Time Lord Victorious things. It's but it seems like all the good ideas came from the script editor there as well. That Matt Fitton maybe basically Die Hard on a Dalek time ship. I'm like, yes, we want that. The 11 I didn't get bother buying because the quality is just in the toilet and I didn't think it'd be good. Dalek Universe 3, but you. So by the time she gets to about here, you're not noticing her, which is good, right? Because you don't notice them when they're bad. Which one did she do in Lost Warriors? Because there's one really good story in that. Okay, 1 second. This is worth some investigation. Curse of Lady Macbeth, no, was one of the was a mediocre story in that, and that's where she is. She's not awful, right? She's not awful. Stranded and Bayban. This is why I'm not buying Peladon. If she's in something, she is probably not going to be terrible. Again, this is the best story on the disc. It's in the box set. A fun idea, nearly good. It's nearly good, but again, everything's a matriarchy. Everything's a matriarchy, all the way through. And Thorne, what's the name of the psychostrategist again? Who's the main character? Who they hide? Hinton. Right. So Hinton's this is a Hinton story as well. Desperate after escaping death, Bayban plans to pair up with the princess and the usurper, the wealthy planet of Arl, unless another secretive visitor prevents him. So Bayban and Travers are both survivors. The question is whether Arl can survive the pair of them. So yeah, this is a pretty fun idea. So it's this carries on from the Clone Masters. This is the Travers who's a clone. And I like the way they're bringing him forward into back into their future things, which I think is a good idea. I think it fits into Blake 7. I like the whole story. Like Bayban is smart in this. He's charming. He's manipulative. All the stuff I want to say about Bayban, and also he's very bloodthirsty berserker, right? So if they sold this release on its own, I'll say get it on its own. But other than that, and it's still not that great. It's just not awful. Like if I'm scoring it out of 10, Conscience gets a 2 or 3. I'm going to get a 3, right? Butcher's Wife gets a 7 or 8, right? And Vengeance Games, which we're going to talk about in a minute, gets a 6, right? Gets a 5 or 6. That's where this box set. So what we get. Say 5.5 plus 7 is 12, then say 16. 16 divided into 3, was it 4, 8, 12? So yeah, just a smidge over 5 out of 10, not worth your money. So Bayban is, so that was set right after his appearance in Blake 7, and then a little bit afterwards he's set up Vengeance Game by Elizabeth Miles again. Let's look at Elizabeth Miles. But the whole point was saying, look, women can do it too! nobody's saying they can't, right? Like, I don't know where you getting this from. It's. I mean, I imagine them sitting around in this stuffy old club at Big Finish, like this gentleman's got to say, "A woman writing a script for Blake Semple. Blah, blah, no, bored of that." Like, what do you think's going on? What bizarre world do you live in? So Elizabeth Miles writes the third one. And again, you can see, look, goes back some time, has some experience, makes a big bloody difference. I never listened to this. This is one of the ones I bought and didn't listen to. That's pretty bad. The 12 Doctor box set wasn't bad. This was pretty good. The Grey Man and Mountain was nearly good. Too much weird sexual politics in it, derailing it. Like, it's okay to put a male character in things sometimes. Like, you can do that. You can have people in a relationship be heterosexual. It's okay. This was the best thing she'd written on The New Recruit, which I like this whole box set. Then Bayban. So again, that's why I'm not getting Survivors. Doing self-defense. Hopefully it'll be good, right? If I see Catherine Armington tonight, that's like no. No, I'm not buying that. But if I see something else, maybe. See another name, maybe. Bayban doesn't move for settling debts. He's hunting down some of his old enemies, literally. All the better to make a profit from the game. Villa isn't usually the sort to avoid gambling unless his stakes is his life. So yeah, this is post the Blake 7 episode, and he basically what it says on the tin. The script's pretty strong. The script is fun, solid. The dialogue's okay. It's just not quite as fun and inventive as The Butcher's Wife, which is the runaway winner of this box set. Not that it has much stiff competition. So yeah, a real disappointment. I already pre-ordered Terra Nostra, and I saw they have some experienced writers in there, and they're not trying to prove a point. Again, it's just like most of this it didn't show Bayban to be who I thought Bayban could be. He's just a bit of a stupid bloke, right? Basically, what it is, when you bring it down to the bottom, he's just a bit of a stupid bloke in this, and I just think it's a bit of a shame, really. By the way, Travis is great in it. I really love hearing Travis in this. But again, that whole second story. Is a recommend, everything else not. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.